it's not gonna be daily uploads, but it's something fun we wanna try out together. First of all, before we start anything, I wanna say thank you all so much for your love and support on our fall marathon. It was fun, exhausting, but very fun. I had so much uh, fun. Basically, I enjoyed my time doing it, and even though the break I took was needed, to relax, get my mind together, see what I can do new to the channel. I missed you guys so much, and I missed our community so much. But we are back now and more than ready to start our new, well, activity, you could say. So, welcome to Tea with a Teddy Bear. Yeah, Tea with a Teddy Bear. So, what exactly is Tea with a Teddy Bear, Bobo? Let me explain. Teddy Bear is obviously me, and the tea would be I would be reading you short stories that contain some tea, and basically it's fictional. Everything is fictional. I got off the internet. It's just a fictional, fun short stories that we will be reading with every video. So each video is going to be different stories, and we're going to be reading interesting stories that have gossip or tea and such, which is why I called Tea with a Teddy Bear. I also prepared us tea, which is going to be present in every episode. All time, shine bright like a diamond. Anyway, let's please pour us the tea. Take your cup, bestie. Okay, get this out of the way. Okay, besties, are you ready to hear the story for today? Yeah, let's go. I'm so sorry about the light. We need to face issues with every upload. It's unbelievable. Let's go. It's 4 chapters, but it's short. Don't you worry. Let's go. So, chapter 1, The Whispering Gallery. The air in the break room at Sterling and Co. was always thick with the scent of burnt popcorn and stale coffee. But today it was charged with something else, a nervous electric energy. Ilara, a researcher whose job was usually as quiet and predictable as a ticking clock, leaned closer to her cubicle neighbor, Marcus, the office's resident cynic and was one of those people who always knew things. He was like a human seismic detector for office tea. About Eleanor's urgent personal matter, yeah, I heard the official line. I also heard the real one. Elara's eyes widened. She held her breath, waiting for the tea to spill. The word is, Marcus began, dropping his voice to conspirator, dropping his voice to a conspiratorial rumble, that it wasn't a family emergency. It was the CEO, Mr. Sterling himself. They were seen late last Tuesday having a very intense public argument outside the private elevator to the executive floor. No one knew they were even speaking outside of board meetings. Ilara gasped, clapping a hand over her mouth. No way! They're both married, and Eleanor is so professional. I mean, she uses a label maker for her paper clips. Exactly, said Marcus said, finally looking at her with a knowing sly smirk. That level of control doesn't come cheap. Something had to crack. I'm telling you, Ilara, that argument wasn't about Q3 projections. It was personal, deeply personal tea. The sheer volume of this secret, this colossal career-ending bit of corporate gossip made Ilara's head spin. This is a bit too dramatic, don't you think? She knew she shouldn't be listening, much less entertaining the thought of passing it on. There's nothing literally to pass on. This is like very normal tea or gossip, like there's nothing to pass on. But the urge to share this juicy morsel was almost irresistible. It felt like holding a live wire. Who wrote this? I mean, this is very dramatic. Even the light is playing. So that's the end of chapter 1. Let's move on to chapter number 2, the mug warmer. Ilara walked the halls the rest of the day in a day's break. I'm sorry if I'm not reading that well. Some words messing up some bits, but we're all good here. So, chapter 2, the mug warmer. Ilara walked the halls the rest of the day in a daze, the secret burning a hole in her professional veneer. She avoided eye contact. Every time a coworker approached her, she felt a sudden, irrational urge to blurt out, Eleanor Vance is having a secret explosive spat with the CEO. She knew the rules of the gossip economy. Secrets were currency. The person who controlled the best everyone's talking. I heard she walked out because she was offered a better job at a competitor, and Mr. Sterling didn't want to lose her. She's being wooed. Ilara paused, an actual spoonful of lettuce halfway to her mouth. This was her chance. She could correct the record. She could drop the real bombshell and watch the light drain from Liam's face. No, it's not a new job, Liam. It's a fiery love-hate drama with the CEO. The thought was exhilarating. She opened her mouth. Actually, Liam, I heard it was about... Then she saw her own reflection in the polished glass of the vending machine behind him. Her eyes were wide, her mouth pinched with the effort of holding back. She looked like a cartoon villain. She suddenly remembered why Eleanor Vance was so successful. Control. Ilara closed her mouth. She had to ask herself, why did she want to spill the tea so badly? And that's the end of chapter 2. By the way, guys, let me know if you prefer this or a soft-spoken approach. We could do both, whispering and soft-spoken, whatever you'd like. Let's sip some tea. On to chapter 3. The cooling kettle. That evening, Ilara was doing a late night check of her calendar when she saw a single cryptic email in her inbox. It was from Eleanor Vance. The subject line was simply FYI. The body contained only a link to a major news site. Clicking it, Ilara's heart hammered against her ribs. The headline read, Sterling and Co. CEO steps down amidst SEC investigation into accounting irregularities. The article detailed a massive, years-long scandal involving Mr. Sterling manipulating financial records. The intense argument Marcus had witnessed, it wasn't a lover's quarrel. It was the CEO trying to coerce his meticulously honest COO, Eleanor, into falsifying documents to cover his tracks. She hadn't walked out due to drama. She had walked out because she refused to participate in a federal crime. Her absence was her silent, powerful resignation. The true tea had nothing to do with romance and everything to do with corruption. Now that's a twist. My goodness, that's a twist of events. Ilara slumped back in her chair. A wave of cold realization washing over her. The real reason for Eleanor's disappearance was serious, important, and professionally honorable. The gossip, the juicy secret tea that Marcus had so confidently spilled, was utterly wrong, completely fabricated, and a cruel distraction from the truth. She thought about Liam blissfully spreading the new job offer rumor. She thought about Marcus smugly convinced of the scandalous affair, and she thought about the moment she had stopped herself from speaking, the moment she decided to keep the mug unspilled. That's the end of chapter 3. Let's move on to the final chapter, A Clearer Brew. The next morning, Ilara walked into the office. The air was still thick, but now it was with genuine shock, not nervous speculation. Mr. Sterling's name was on every one's lips. But the context was finally the truth. Marcus was nowhere to be seen. The office gossip network has been dismantled, not by a memo, but by a breaking news alert. Ilara sat at her desk feeling an unfamiliar sense of quiet satisfaction. She hadn't gotten the tea right, but she had forgotten her own behavior right. She hadn't participated in spreading a damaging false narrative about a woman who was actually being a hero. Later that day, she received another email. This one was from Eleanor Vance's personal account, not her corporate one. Subject: Thank you. The body: Ilara. Marcus told me what he shared with you and a few others about my absence. I've been informed that you are one of the very few who didn't perpetuate the false dramatic story he was pushing. It meant more than you know. Integrity is rare. Keep it. P.S. I hope you enjoy your new role. I put in a good word for you with the interim management team. It's time someone with a better perspective got a seat at the table. Best, Eleanor. Ilara stared at the email, a slow smile spreading across. That is so, that's so fake. Who wrote this story? That is so fake. This doesn't happen. Rumors spread, and they are not easily, cancelled or whatever. And you don't go around just thanking each and every person that did not spill the rumors. That is so unreal. But okay, fine. Ilara stared at the email, a slow smile spreading across her face. The true power, she realized, wasn't in knowing a secret or in spilling the tea, but in the quiet, principled decision not to. The greatest reward wasn't the fleeting buzz of gossip, but the genuine respect of someone who mattered. The office had finally quieted down. The burnt popcorn and stale coffee still lingered, but the electric charge was gone. Ilara took a slow, deep breath, ready to face her new role. She knew in that moment that she'd learned a far more valuable lesson than anything the rumor mill could teach her. She was out of the whispering gallery and into a position of actual earned authority. No gossip required. The end. Well, I do not like the ending. That was a bit dumb, if I'm being honest. But what do you guys think for our first episode, Tea with the Teddy Bear? I was going to do it, the Am I the A-hole series. But then I was like, no, that's not ASMR content. We can do short stories that contain tea, but I did not this is my first time reading the story with you guys. I did not expect this dramatic ending, but whatever. Let me know what you guys think. Should I look for more intense gossipy stories, or is this the vibe we're looking for? Also, again, let me know if you'd like soft spoken